This video is rated UC for unscripted commentary. Viewer discretion is advised.
The apocalypse. Whoa, 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 I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones, enough to make my system.
What is going on, guys? Slow Monkey here, and today I'm bringing you some China Rising gameplay. This is Gillen Peaks, and I am using the AKU-12, which is a carbine. I think it's like the fourth one unlocked. And anyway, I wanted to use this video to kind of give my opinion on China Rising. And for those that are still kind of debating whether or not to get China Rising if they don't have premium, then maybe this will kind of sway your opinion. So anyway, guys, just listen in, and I will try my best to give you my best opinion of the maps as possible, most unbiased I can. Alright, so anyway, the four maps that came out, obviously this one being Gillen Peaks, I apologize if I botched the names. The next one would be Silk Road, which is basically a vast desert that you play on. So if you're into the vehicle gameplay, that would be your map. That's a very fun map for vehicles. And then we have Dragon Pass, which is a little bit more, it's vehicle based, but it also has a little bit of an infantry base as well, kind of like Gillen Peaks here. And Russia's infantry straight up. And I believe that's kind of this. There's a little bit more vehicle play in Dragon Pass. Dragon Pass has like a little scout helicopter, and I believe a few other like boat here and there. Not an attack boat, but a rib boat. And so it's a little bit more vehicle based, but it still has an infantry twist to it. And then finally, Altai Range, which unfortunately is the map that, for some reason, whenever I play these maps, that comes on the least amount of times. I don't know why that is, because I've played these maps on like basically this week ever since it came out. So I'm not sure why that map doesn't show up for me that much. Maybe I'm just unlucky, or maybe it just doesn't play that much. I don't know. But what I've gathered from what I've played is that it's a little bit difficult. It does not have an air vehicle, at least not from what I've seen from any of the pushes I've played, or any of the bomb pushes I've played. But it does have a tank, an MRAP, and dirt bikes. So it does have a vehicle twist, but it's more tilted towards infantry as well. So I would say if you're into the vehicles, it would go Silk Road being your favorite, and then Dragon Pass, then Altai Range, then Gillen Peaks. And obviously if you're infantry based, then it's the opposite way around. Overall, these maps are very nice. They're very fluent, and DICE did a good job of making the points of interest very high populated, but not being too overpopulated to where it's just kind of a chaotic mess that you just can't get out of. They did a great job with controlling the flow of the maps. And one thing I noticed as soon as I started playing, especially this map, I was like, these maps kind of remind me of Battlefield Bad Company 2. And they do have kind of a Battlefield Bad Company 2 feel. The graphics may be a little bit altered a little bit. Obviously it's more the Battlefield modern graphics versus the Battlefield Bad Company 2 older graphics, but I do enjoy playing these maps. And there's a few things that I'm going to share with you guys that are kind of little things that'll probably be tweaked. Obviously if you're premium, you're kind of like the beta testers for these maps, as lots of people that go through these maps will, you know, find a bug here, a glitch there. I've already found a glitch where one time I was parachuting in fact this map, it was in the cave area. The spawn beacon was in a cave area, and for whatever reason it decided to parachute me in, and I was parachuting in and I went through the top of the rock, like the top of the cave on the rock, and then I landed inside the rock. And I could shoot out, but people couldn't shoot in. Now that's a glitch. That is bad. But I've tried it again to see if it worked, and it didn't. It actually spawned me on the ground. So I don't know if it was just the place the spawn beacon was, or if it was patched already. I'm not sure. But that's what you're gonna get with these maps when you first get them. When you're the premium, you're basically the beta tester. You're the ones that get to go in as guinea pigs and kind of test out the map itself. The one thing I've noticed, and my opinions are going to be swayed towards Rush gameplay because I do not play Conquest too often. I never have as a console player because when you played it on console a while back, it's kind of slow paced and it isn't that exciting because of the low amount of people that play it. But it is a little bit better now that there's 64 players. So I do play it occasionally, but I haven't quite got into it yet. But you know, we'll see how it goes. That's ultimately I might adjust to it. I might start playing a little bit more Conquest. I don't know. Rush has just been my game, and the other one is Domination. And although Domination doesn't really have the feel of Battlefield, it kind of feels more Call of Duty like. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but Battlefield is kind of, when I think of Battlefield, I think Rush, Conquest, that kind of stuff. Not Team Deathmatch, Domination, Capture the Flag. I don't think of that stuff. Anyway, kind of moving off on a tangent there. Back to the maps. The main issues I have with these maps right now is the ticket counts. And this only affects really Rush and Air Superiority. Domination, it's Domination. It's the same ticket counts, and same with Conquest. It's Conquest. Same ticket counts as the other ones, so there's no real issue with that. Now, in Rush, there's a default ticket count of 75, and that goes for every map. So this is kind of a set problem right now for all maps, in that Rush, they don't waiver the ticket count depending on how the map plays out. And this could just be a simple thing that they didn't want to adjust anything yet because they weren't sure about it. They weren't sure if people were gonna you know, or they weren't sure how the maps would play out depending on the people, or depending how the players, I apologize, would, you know, play the map, because tickets will drain faster on certain maps depending on what the map, what kind of play the map provides. If there's like a heavy choke point that lots of people concentrate in, obviously those tickets will dwindle faster. And that's the case for this map right here. Gillen Peaks, especially on the second push here, I believe we end up losing too, because it's difficult. It's difficult. There's so many choke points, or there's like 2 or 3 choke points that the defenders have to cover, and you know, by the time you finally break through your spawn, there's already like 40 tickets left, and maybe even less. Like right now we're at what, like 67, and we just pushed up. I mean, that's kind of common, I guess, like 10 tickets to kind of get through your spawn. That makes sense. But when it comes down to it, it's like 30 tickets, 40 tickets to get through your spawn. It's just kind of like, I don't know about that one. But you know, hopefully DICE will come out with something, and if they don't, they're obviously going to release their, you know, community-based servers where you can purchase a server for however long you want, and then people will just boost the ticket count and you'll be fine. But anyway, on to Air Superiority, which is the other one I was saying earlier that could use a little help. Air Superiority has actually taken a great leap in the right direction. They made it so that jets now don't get disabled off the first pair of heat seekers hitting you. Instead, the disable or damage, whatever kind of system, is where you get hit, and for 5 seconds or 5-10 seconds, you'll be critically damaged to where your plane will be kind of immobilized, but you can still have a little bit of control here and there. And then it'll come back online. You'll be able to fly again, and that'll go all the way down to, like, I believe like 15%. Then you finally catch fire, and that's when you'll go down. And that right there is fair to me. The whole BF3 system, where it's like you get disabled at like 35-40, just kind of, it was difficult to really do stuff in the jet, because you know, you can get locked on by like an Igla, or get locked on by heat seekers. You get hit, you're going down, you're done. And you know, in Air Superiority BF3, it was kind of just like a, you know, circular effect where you lock onto someone, you hit them, they go down, you get locked on, you flare, someone else locks on, you go down. It's just kind of like a repeating pattern that keeps happening. And see, that system is the same now for helicopter Air Superiority and BF4. They implemented that on one of the 4 maps for Air Superiority, and that is Gillen Peaks. And the reason it's kind of, I'm not a big fan of it, is because it's kind of the same way as BF3 jets, where, you know, you have a heat seeker, you spawn in, you see a guy, you shoot him, he probably doesn't have flares because he's already been shot at before, so you hit him, you kill him, great. Then you get locked on, you flare, and you keep going. That guy is off doing his own thing, and then another guy spawns in, locks onto you, hits you, you go down. It's just how it works. That's kind of the overlapping effect that keeps occurring over and over and over again. So I don't know what they're going to do. They might make it a little bit more interesting. They tried to make it interesting with the map layout. They made it so there's mountains and stuff, but there's only 2 of them in the middle of the map by the blimp, and if you're just getting surrounded by helicopters, and there's a lot of them, there's a lot of helicopters, it's not going to help you no matter where you are. Anyway, so the basic problem with air superiority is that the ticket count is really low. You get 100 tickets, and it's kind of a domination style, which, god dang, DICE, why'd you have to make it a dang conquest battle or a domination battle? Like, seriously? Who in their right mind goes into air superiority and says, I'm going to capture blimps? No. You go into air superiority to kill jets. That's what you do. It should be a team deathmatch basis, not a domination basis. I don't know why they did that exactly, but the domination basis, basically, you capture on the air superiority with jets, you capture 3 blimps just like it was, and your tickets go down in about 5 minutes. So the games only last like 5 to 6 minutes, give or take maybe a couple minutes. And then the helicopter one is just one central blimp, and it takes down your tickets in, god, like 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. DICE should probably do something with the ticket count at least, or make a team deathmatch version of the game mode, because that would make it so much more enjoyable. It just feels like every time I play that game mode, I get in a groove, and then next thing you know, it's over. I start hearing the music, the ending game music or whatever. I'm like, I only have 4 kills. That's it. I'm 4-0 right now. I just started. I mean, that's kind of the story of air superiority right now. So anyway, guys, there's the loss. Hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay, even though we lost. I know, it's disappointing. I was crying too. Anyway, if you haven't go and checked out my video, my last one, my AK-12 gun review or weapon guide, go in and do that. I put a lot of time in that video, and I am coming out with the next one, which is the CBJ-MS. So look forward to that probably in the next week or so. And until next time, guys, as always, good luck on the battlefield. See ya.